Okay, we on live.
All right. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
This is the brothers of GMS New Orleans with another live Shabbat lesson. But before we get started, as always, we're going to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Bahakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who ruled and teach well. In peace and salutations to you sincere Akim out there, pushing this word in truth and sincerity to the four corners of the globe. May you brothers endure until the end. And to you few sincere sisters out there diligently learning in silence. Shabbat Shalom. And with this Shabbat lesson, we're just going to get into the fact that the majority of our people are just not going to get it until it's too late. Because as it says all throughout the scriptures, our people are rebellious and hard-headed and want to do everything else but the right thing, following after Yahweh Bahasham Yahawashi. And the inspiration for this lesson came from the brother Samakia on the bottom screen with our last lesson. He said towards the end of it that you 2/3 are holding up progress, which is exactly what the case is. Of course, we know everything's on the Most High's time, but if it was left to the devices of our people out here, we'd be in Babylon for eternity. Jake would still be happy, working 2 9-to-5 jobs, being scumbags, whores, pieces of shit, sodomites, black, African American, a Mexican day laborer, all this diligently and happily following after your daddy, the devil Esau. But that's not the end all be all of the times we're in and what's coming. What's coming is the kingdom of heaven. And to the majority of our people that don't want to get it and continue to be hard-headed and rebellious, you're going to get cut down and put to death horrifically. And it's as simple as that. And hey, I know all these other brothers, as well as you sincere Akim and Akwat on the other side of the camera, feel the same way. Hey, it's about time. It's about time for you wicked Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans to get your just desserts and get put to death and get shown that the ways you've been living have not been a lifestyle, but a death style. And it's as simple as that. But we're going to start off with that Isaiah chapter 30. Baba Kasha.
This Isaiah chapter 30, verse 9. It says that this is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of Yahweh.
Hey, and we see that. Hey, all the brothers see that every time we go out onto the block or whenever we put up lessons like this. More often than not, what happens? We get rebellious niggers, spics, well, mainly fucking Southern Kingdom down here, but a rebellious niggers, spics, tontos coming up to the camp talking shit and saying your little smart ass comments in the comment board. Even up to this point where we can clearly see all these prophecies are popping off like popcorn. We've got a lot of jakes out here that don't want to accept the truth of things, don't want to accept that they're the Israelites, that they have an enemy, and that this bullshit little mediocre life that they hold on to is quickly coming to an end. They want to continue as it's about to go into hearing the sweet things, hearing the goodly things that, hey, it's been a rough last couple of years, but it's going to go back to normal. Christmas is going to pop again. The holidays are going to pop again. Life's going to go back on as regularly. Keep going on.
Verse 10, it says, "Will say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits."
Oh, ain't nobody got a time to hear about an economic collapse, food shortages. You know what they say? Even some Israelites will say Jacob's trouble is gay, that America's not going down, all these things. They want to hear that they'll be able to continue keeping their jobs, their little white picket fence lifestyle, be able to still go to the stores to get food and fill up their cars with gas. That everything's just gonna, go on as it's so-called been going on. But hey, that's not the message we're coming to you with. As it says in Ezekiel chapter, at the end of Ezekiel chapter 2, this is a book of lamentations, mournings, and woes. And also, as it also says in Ecclesiastes chapter 3, that there's a time and a season for everything. There is a time for peace, but there's also a time for war. time for love and a time to hate, a time to to live and a time to die, killing and not being killed, all that. And you should be able to clearly see which times we're living in, not in the plus column or in the negative columns where all famine, war, death, and destruction are coming. But still, the majority of our people out here, they don't want to hear that message. They want to continue to, just be niggers, spics, tontos, black, Mexican, all that, American. What are you gonna say? I'm what?
No, just a quick precept to back on you.
You got it.
And this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 2, verse 14. Is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled?
A point blank period. Jake, whose mic is
I don't know, somebody might tripping.
Yeah, just mute if you're not talking, just mute it.
But yeah, to bring up what the brother Amawad just brought out, that Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 14, is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? And that's the case for the majority of our people out here. They don't see anything past this Babylonian American lifestyle. They think that this is the pinnacle of society because what? For their wickedness, they don't get chastised for it. This devil, the so-called white man Esau, allows them to indulge in their vain ways and thoughts. And Jake's happy about that. Jake's happy if he can work a 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, and then what? Spend all his money on the weekend fucking off. And there's a famous quote from a left-handed legend out there who said, if the white man's not in control in the kingdom, if he's a slave, how are we going to get jobs? That's the mindset of you, the majority of you Jakes out there. You don't have a ruling class mentality. You have a serf mentality. You have a bootlicking mentality. You have a slave mentality, which is why the majority of you are going to be destroyed. And it's as simple as that. And it's rightfully deserved. Here you have the prophets out here, beginning with our apostle elders for the last 50 odd years, telling you that you're the chosen people, that there's something better than this, that we're going to get a kingdom where we're going to rule over these heathens and live at peace for eternity. But hey, that you people, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that have been looked at as the bottom of society for damn near forever, are actually the Lord's chosen people. But you do everything you can to fight against it. You're fighting for equality. You're fighting for equality with people that hate you, while those in their right mind, hey, we're spiritually fighting for supremacy because we are above these heathens out here, especially these goddamn white people, these Edomites. And anybody in a ruling class, look at these heathens, they're in a ruling class mentality. You tell the Moabites or the Ethiopians that they're the children of Israel, and they'll suck that shit up. These heathens naturally think, yeah, of course we've got next. They don't look at you Negroes, Latinos, or Native Americans as getting into power after these Edomites fall down. They think they're going to be the next one in line. Even a base animal like a heathen has a ruling class mentality. Unlike you Jakes out there, the princes of the power, the sons and daughters of the Most High, is sickening. But you got it, Kaya.
Come on, you're trying to find a way. Wait, Salaki, but it just skip. Well, Edris said, you may know where is that? One of y'all brothers where Edris said that Israel was better than the heathen. It's somewhere in Edris. It's the second Edris 3. I'm gonna find it. Go ahead, y'all brothers. Go ahead. I'm gonna find it. I was on it.
I think you got one, Kalaya.
Come on, brother. It's book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 9, verse 20. It says, "So I considered the world, and behold, there was peril because of the devices that were come into it. And I saw and spared it greatly, and have kept me a great of the cluster and a plant of a great people."
If I could just say real quick, what's that grape of the cluster, that vine of the great people, the remnant, the elect, which Abaratazah, the brothers and myself, and you sincere, Akim and Akwat on the other side of the camera, part of that number. Those are the only ones that matter right now. Because hey, We've been given this the Most High has opened up our spiritual eyes and ears to understand this truth, understand who we are, understand what our heritage is. And so we're diligently fighting to the best of our ability to hold on to it. We understand that these are the gems and the jewels and the gold and the silver of the Most High, while the majority of our people are like swine. And what does it say? Not to cast your pearls before swine. And we
right.
see that week in and week out. We're giving these spiritual jewels and gems out here, but Jake just tramples on it like a damn farm animal. Well, hey, this word's about to get cut off, and you're about to get cut off as well.
Yeah, if I could say, hey, this people that is talking about what you perfectly went into is not only great in number, but the value of it is great as well. All right. Like you say, man, hey, Israel is the salt of the earth. Okay. We are a whole nation of kings and priests, but not at this present moment, in a time to come. Like you say, a remnant of people, all right, will be those first kings and priests. But here's the point in this.
If I could just say, just to
go
back
on.
up a point you just made, how Israel is the salt of the earth. What's it saying in the New Testament? But what is the salt if it's lost its savor? It's
Come
nothing.
on.
Which is
That's
what
right,
the majority, which is what the majority of our people are. You 2/3 wicked jakes in America and the wicked of our people globally. You are the salt, but you've lost your savor. So what? If the salt's lost its savor and can no longer season the meat, you toss it out and get the
That's
good
right.
salt. And when something tastes really good, what is it? It's highly valued. It has a high price to it. So that salt that is highly valued is what? The remnant right now, the elect, that hasn't
Yeah.
lost the flavor.
That's a beautiful point, because I was gonna speak on it earlier, but it escaped me. Hey, why did the Lord keep that grape? All right. Whenever you have something great that you planting, you always keep the seeds from that yield. All right, from the fruits that you yield. The rest of the seeds, the fruits, if I may say, have went bad. All right, but those fruits that are, good, and we're only good because of, I brought this out. We are that number, but the Most High made those seeds good. But I'm gonna just read this and let brothers, get their praise. Verse 22, it says, "Let the multitude perish therein, which was born in vain, and let my grape be kept and my plant, for with great labor have I made it perfect."
You got
And
it. Doc. You can break it down.
Con, hey, that multitude, all right, those are the 2/3, all right. You have been set in vain. You've been, like it says, born in vain, man. The Lord created you just to die, all right, to fill his sword with blood. And it also goes into that labor that he made. He made the 1/3 perfect, all right, not perfect as without blemish, but perfect as in complete, and we're being put through that process right now, all right.
Hey, our
But
works are being tried in the fire right now to see whether it's of that gold and that silver that's going to be purified, or whether it's that wood, that stubble, and that hay that's just going to get completely burnt up and turned into ash, soot, like the rest of these people when those nukes hit America. What you got, Akaya?
Yeah, I'm gonna go into the seeds with that brother in the second Edges. It's gonna kind of cover everything y'all was saying. And I got one in Ecclesiastes 6. This second Edges 3, I'm gonna start at 24. It says, I'm gonna start at 23. It says, "So the times passed away, and the years were brought to an end. Then didst thou raise up to thee a servant called David, whom thou commandest to build a city unto thy name, and to offer incense and oblations unto thee therein." It says, "When this was done many years, then they that inhabit the city forsook thee, and in all things did even as Adam and all his generations had done, for they also had a wicked heart," which Adam represents the regeneration of our people coming down. So the seeds that's fulfilled in what? In Israel heart, man. All right. Those seeds that kept coming had a wicked heart. That's why today we're still talking about them. All right. It says,
If I could say real quick too, what did it say that David went to building a house, and we know that it was Solomon that actually built it, which was Yahushua. But what? Where the house of David underneath Yahushua building up that house, that temple again right now. But what did it say in that verse? That they forsook it, just like they forsook it, the building of it right now.
Con. That's why we have to keep rebuilding the temple, man. Which the third time us building the temple spiritually, it means for us to understand that the temple is to be built and never broken down, man. All right, it wasn't just build it 3 times, you know, just that we would just be like, oh, it broke down this time, it got built up, broke down Maccabees, it got built up, broke down, and it came built back up, man. But this time we're building it back spiritually, man. We didn't build the temple 3+ times, which means we need to understand that there's a spiritual building that needs to be built. A physical building won't work. But see, people with wicked hearts, they'll do what? They'll tear down. That's why during the time when Solomon set the house in peace and order for 40 years, what happened? You had the great split, all right, with Jeroboam and Rehoboam, all right, to break the kingdom down, man. It says, and in all, it says, and so thou gavest thy city over into the hands of thine enemies. And their deeds then, are their deeds then any better than that inhabit Babylon, that they should therefore have dominion over Zion? For when I came thither and had seen impudence without number, then my soul saw many evildoers in this 13th year, so that my heart failed me. But I'm gonna get to the point, brother. It says, for I have seen how thou sufferest them sinning, and has spared wicked doers, and has destroyed thy people, and has preserved thy enemies, and has not signified it. I do not remember how this way may be left. Are they then of Babylon better than they of Zion?
Of course not. But and was it say, be not deceived, the Most High is not slack, roughly paraphrasing the judgments, that he's not slack as men concern slackness, because people think that the Most High hasn't shown, you know, those great wonders like during the times of Exodus or some of the other great accounts in the scriptures, that people, especially a lot of our people, believe that the Most High doesn't exist, or that this is, if they do believe that, that's going to happen way down the line. But that's not the case. We're living in the times when these great miracles and wonders are going to take place again. And a lot of you wicked jakes are going to get swept up in the calamities along with these heathens, these other inhabitants of Babylon, which you are an inhabitant, a citizen of Babylon, because you haven't come out of it spiritually, like the elect, the remnant has.
It says, or is there any other people that knoweth thee besides Israel? That's a question mark. Or what generation has so believed thy covenants as Jacob? Here we go. And yet their reward appeareth not, and their labor had no fruit. For I have gone here and there through the heathen, and I see that they flowing wealth, and think not upon thy commandments.
Hey, what's the saying of that 2 Peter 3? If we have heard these things from aforetimes from our forefathers, and we have yet to see the works of the Most High again, because these great miracles and wonders and prophecy, and some of the major prophecies haven't come to their fulfillment yet. People just don't believe in them. And then our people, they see the fruits of wickedness right now, because we're living in a wicked society. These people are acting wickedly, especially these heathens, and what they prosper, they make money, they got the best jobs, and they're living deliciously. So our people follow after it. Our people completely disregarding the scriptures and thinking that righteousness is for lames and squares, and you're a joke for believing in a fairy tale book. But hey, the ship getting right-sided up is quickly coming, and we're seeing it. We're seeing it take place right before our very eyes. And we're going to get this precept in a bit in Isaiah, back in Isaiah 30.
Yeah, it's gonna go into the, it was gonna go to that. That's why I bought it out. So not for reading so much, but all of it edifying.
Hey, you got it.
It says, weigh thou, 2nd Esdras 3:34. Weigh thou therefore our wickedness now in the balance, and theirs also that dwell in the world. And so shall thy name nowhere be found but in Israel. Or when was it that they which dwell upon the earth have not sinned in thy sight, or what people have so kept thy commandments? There's a lot of question marks here, reserving being compared to the wicked and the righteous, man. It says, thou shalt find that Israel by name have kept thy precept, but not the heathens, which ultimately our people have been in a heathenistic state, man. All right, they have been converted unto evil, man, overall. And that's why our people don't keep the Lord's name today. Really, the Lord's name is overlooked. He's called, for crying out loud, Jesus Christ, man. All right, they don't care about that though. But overall, the Lord gonna judge our people for this, man. You see, because they have lived life and filled themselves with no good, man. One more real quick, this is Ecclesiastes 6:3. Go ahead.
Can break it down. I'm gonna be right back. You got it.
All right, come. It says, if a man beget 100 children and live many years, so that the days of his years be many, and his soul be not filled with good, and also that he have no burial, I said that an untimely birth is better than he. And a lot of 2/3 of our people gonna beget children. They're gonna live for the years they set to live on this side, and they're not gonna have no burial. You know why? Because they are subject unto judgment. Zechariah 13:8. They're not gonna have no burial, and their whole life they're not gonna be filled with good, man. No matter where it's fiat currency, that's not even real money. Okay, that's gonna get moth eaten. Their riches gonna what? Consume them. It says that an untimely birth is better than he. It was better not to live. It says, for he coming in with vanity, like you said in the Sirach 9, that they was born in vain. For he coming in with vanity and departed in darkness, and his name shall be covered with darkness, man. You got it, bro. Well, I'll break it down. You want here. But it says he come in with vanity, which he's made in vain. And the Lord gonna preserve him a great righteous people to keep. And the other people, the Lord gonna give them no burial, man. Okay? And it says their name shall be covered with darkness. Not remembered, man. They're going to have to come back in the kingdom as little children. But go ahead, brother.
Khan. Hey, just to back up what you brought out, Kaya, what Kalaya brought out. Hey, there's that grape of the cluster, that remnant that's been saved. And that's the ones that backing up what you were bringing out in that Esdras, like only Israel has known thy name. And right now, that's only the remnant, the elect right now, that knows the name and is doing whatever they can to stay in the good graces of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, while the majority of our people that have been born in vain, hey, they're weighed with the transgressors. They're living like heathens. They're in that balance. They're on the side of wickedness in that balance, getting weighed down, and ultimately about to get cast out, destroyed by all calamities which are quickly coming. Which one of the main ones we're seeing brewing right now is the drinks out there, the drinks that a lot of our people have taken multiple shots at the bar with, and now they're getting drunk and stumbling and about to pass out. That's just the beginning of the judgments that Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai is bringing to our people for the vain, wicked lives they've been living. And what does that go back to? That rebellion in that Isaiah chapter 30, them not wanting to hear the harsh things, the rough things, the lamentations, mournings, and woes of the scriptures. They want to hear the soft things. They want to hear what their daddy, the devil, has to say. They want to go down to Egypt for help because they're carnal minded, just like him, and believe in carnal things, and don't take heed to the spiritual things, as it says in that 1 Corinthians. Hey, the carnal minded man doesn't take heed to the ways of the Most High because they're useless unto him because he's carnal minded. Roughly paraphrasing. But you can read that verse 30, that verse 11 back in that Isaiah 30 Qushab. And does any brother have any precepts?
Khan.
You can read that verse 11 Qushab, and then we'll get other brothers' precepts. And then you can jump up to verse 1 in Isaiah 30.
Khan. This verse 11. It says, "Get you out of the way, turn aside out of the path, cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us."
Not taking heed to the ways of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, as spoken through his mouthpiece, the prophets. get you out of the way. We don't want to hear these things. And we know that, hey, if you could, you would put the prophets to death like your forefathers and foremothers did in the past, which through the reincarnation, and you're them same people from the past that did those things back here today, fulfilling your lot. But the only difference this time is that, hey, all that recompense you've been building up is finally going to be paid back to you, while the prophets and the elect are finally going to receive their reward.
I got a precept. Something going back to what you said.
Kind.
Yeah, this is 1 Corinthians 2:14. It says, "The natural man receiveth not the things of the spirit of Yahweh, but they are foolish unto him. Neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned."
Point blank, period. Our people are like their father, the devil, Esau, the basest of men, the carnalist of men. So they see everything at face value. Our people really don't have that, what's that, abstract thought, so to speak. A lot of our people can't think outside of the box. They've allowed themselves to become like this base devil out here, to where everything's, just as you see it. It's about getting the bag, filling your belly, having sex, just being base out here. And anything to do with a better life, with the chariots, spiritual powers, actually ruling over these devils is a foreign concept to our people. It's a Marvel comic book to them.
I got something right here for natural man under the TSK cross references. It says natural man, the animal man, one who lives in a natural state and understands the influence of his animal passions for the means the inferior and sensitive parts of man, and opposing to the understanding are the spirit. I mean, you don't understand it.
Hey, that's our people. They're animals out here. Eat shit, fuck, and talk shit. And just to back that up, this is 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 12. But these as natural brute beasts, which our people are beasts out here, made to be taken and what? Destroyed. Hey, that multitude that was created to perish, that multitude that was created in vain to perish, speak evil of the things that they understand not. Hey, the spiritual things are not discernible to the carnal man. They're foolishness to him, and shall utterly perish in their own corruption. Hey, those that went down to Egypt to get under the strength of Pharaoh for help, hey, that's going to be your shame. And you're going to be destroyed along with these Edomites, along with these heathens, for following after these base, vain, disgusting, carnal ways. Yeah, any more, Yakina?
No, that was it.
Kind. You other brothers got your precepts.
You want me to read that verse 1 in Isaiah 30?
We'll get the other brothers' precepts and we'll jump back to that Isaiah 30, Baba Kasha.
No, okay, I'll go in. Unless you want to go on what? You good?
You got it up.
Okay, good. This Galatians 6 and 7. Be not deceived, Yahweh is not mocked. For whateversoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap.
You got
so,
it.
Yeah, you Israelites, man. You sow a number of wickedness and evil. Guess what? You're going to reap all that. And you're getting it now. You getting you love to come out there and scorn and laugh and have a good time and mock the Most High. Remember that one Israelite? Where your God? Where your God? You want to mock the Most High, man. But guess what? He ain't forgot none of that. So you're going to reap a lot of that. We're going to be mocking you. When stepping over you, seeing your last breath. That's you, where your God at, So we're going to get back with you.
And on that note, somebody get that Proverbs chapter 1 to back up Samakia. You can start at verse 20 and read down Baba Kasha. But you got it, Samakia.
So y'all going to reap a lot of stuff that you done. You had a good time laughing, riding by. It's just smiling and snickering. But the scripture say, hey, laugh now because later you're going to be mourning, weeping. So live it up, keep scorning, keep walking by and pointing your finger and acting a fool, man. Like I said, it's coming down slowly now. People just deleting suddenly, so the ball's rolling.
collapsing suddenly.
Mm-hmm.
And hey, just to back up what the brother was saying, hey, everybody's going to get exactly what they deserve. And for a lot of you people, what's coming your way is that lamentations, mournings, and woes. As it says in the scriptures, every idle word shall be held in account. Not just every idle word, but every idle thought as well. Nothing is escaping the purview of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. The angels are constantly recording everything and building up that guilty list. That guilty list that goes down very long for a lot of you Jakes. You're gonna have to pay for every single offense on that list.
I want to say something too, because and really the judgment is coming down through that jump shot, that jab. All right, you got these celebrities, these so-called athletes, whether from high school all the way up to the pros. All right, they dropping. All right, you got celebrities dropping, and then you got average everyday people that we don't hear about. So judgment is definitely coming down on you, man. All right, a lot of you that knew better and didn't do better, you took the jump, man. Where you gonna jump and you gonna fall deep off in the earth, man. All right, the groundhog gonna be your mailman, as they say. All right, and ain't nobody gonna give a damn, man. Especially the men of the Lord, because you've been warned. All right, and that's what we've been doing for countless numbers of years, man. We've been getting the blood off our hands. All right, how about y'all shy? All right, put the spirit on the apostles. All right, they taught, they gave the warning. We took heed. We got in line and actually helped out, man. And we warned. And guess what? All right, by us warning you, we got the blood off our hands, man. And we continue to do it until the Lord stops, really take us off the highways and byways, man. But a lot of you, judgment is coming down, man. All right, you scoffers, you scorners, you didn't. The Lord's gonna even, your thoughts have got a lot of you marked, man. All right, just off your thoughts, just off a smirk, one of them funny ass looks you done gave us, man. Man, the Lord, personally in your life, whether you are, what they call them, a family member, a so-called friend or a neighbor, man. Judgment is definitely coming down. It's not gonna stop. Go ahead, Op.
Kind. If somebody got that Proverbs chapter 1 to back up what the brother Samaki was bringing out.
Where you all wanted to start? I got it.
You can start at verse 20 and let's see. We might go wild on this one. 20. let's say 20 to 31. And just to get all the meat off this bone, and any brothers that want to interject you.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 1, and verse 20. It says, "Wisdom cried without; she uttered her voice in the streets."
Keep going.
She cried in the chief place of concourse, in the openings of the gates. In the city is uttered her words, saying, "How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scornings, and fools hate knowledge. Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you."
And how is the Most High doing that? How is wisdom crying without in the streets? And through his mouthpiece, his prophets, out on the highways and byways, in the chief places of concourse, the main arteries of these cities where a lot of nations go back and forth to do business or, enjoy themselves. And hey, on this internet highway, these internet highways and byways, the World Wide Web, where these videos are getting passed from one end of the earth into the other. Hey, crying without unto you, saying, "How long will you simple ones love simplicity?" You Jakes out here wanting to continue to hear the smooth and the sweet and the soft things. That rebellious house that doesn't want to hear what times they're living in, what terrible judgments are coming down the pipeline, and what they can do to be saved from them. And as the brother Samaki brought out, hey, though you're laughing and snickering and being an asshole right now, you're going to mourn later because you're in the house of fools right now, which, as it says in Ecclesiastes chapter 7, those that dwell in the house of fools, they're ultimately going to see destruction. But those that are in their right mind are in the house of mourning, which is building up that spiritual fortitude, building up that knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, which is going to be our stability during these terrible times of Jacob's trouble. Yes, something you want to say, Kaya? Okay, you can keep going.
Verse 24 says, because I have called and ye refused, I have stretched out my hand, and no man regarded. But ye have set at naught all my counsels, and were none of my reproof. So like it. Verse
and what does
26.
it say in Second Ezra chapter 9? That during this time of liberty, when they could hear the word and freely get it, they have not known the ways of the Most High, but scoffed at the word and cast it behind them. They either believed that this book was a fairy tale book, or if they do somewhat believe, they aren't calling on the right names, or they think, oh, that's going to happen hundreds of years from now. Just completely not taking heed, wanting to continue to live in and keep this wicked society going, being a homeborn servant, a goddamn slave.
Verse 26, it says, I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. When your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind. When distress and anguish come upon you, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me.
And this is the very same God. A lot of you Jakes say, oh, he loves everybody. He's full of bubble gum and cotton candy and a bucket of KFC fried chicken. He's coming back to help. He's coming back to give everybody a hug. But as it just said in that Proverbs chapter 1, verse 26, that he's going to laugh at you and mock you when your calamity cometh. When you get killed in these race wars, get in the civil unrest, you get sent to a concentration camp, and you and your loved ones are tortured to death. You starve to death. One of these pestilences kill you. You keep getting drunk off those shots and pass out and don't wake up. Ultimately get burned up by these nuclear missiles. The Most High is going to be laughing at you and mocking you the whole time. And hey, his men, the men of the Lord, are going to be doing the exact same thing. It's going to be that spirit of, well, hey, I told you so. So ain't nothing I can do to help you now. And what was it saying, Jeremiah 15, when it says when they shall ask the prophets, what shall happen when these things come? What? Those to the sword, to the death, to captivity, to famine, getting torn up and torn to pieces by wild beasts and animals. Nothing good. That's the only message that you're going to get at that point. You didn't take heed to the message of salvation, so now you're going to have to take heed to the message of judgment, death, and destruction.
Verse 29, it says, for that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. They would none of my counsel, they despised all my reproof. Therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way and be filled with their own devices.
Hey, you're going to get it how you live. What you put out, all this negativity, this hate, this bullshit is going to come right back to you, and you're going to have to drink it. You're going to have to drink that cup down to the dregs, that cup of death, destruction, and judgment. You got it, Kalaya.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 16 and verse 11. It says, and if there be one stiff-necked among the people, it is marvel if he shall escape unpunished. And a lot of people just believe that they just gonna, die off in a big house, right? Getting they petty ass retirement plan and shit, But hey, that's gonna. It's pretty much obvious now that that's not even an option at this point. I got family members and people who I know in the world that, hey, they doing little side hustles. Motherfuckers like 60 years old, doing little side hustles just to keep things the way, how they had it 5 years ago, 10 years ago, But
I'm gonna keep reading. It says, "For mercy and wrath are with him. He is mighty to forgive and to pour out displeasure." All right. The Lord gonna have mercy for his elect, but on the other token, on the other side of that same token, all right, he gonna do the same with the he gonna do the same in dishing out that destruction, all right, in all the ways that the scriptures cover to those who didn't hearken. All right, it
Just to
says,
back up,
go ahead.
the first verse you brought up where it said it'll be a marvel if somebody who's stiff-necked and hard-headed escapes. It'll be a marvel if you escape. So what's that saying? That's the Most High joking, saying you could, because you're not gonna escape.
God,
There's no escaping the judgments to come. If you've been marked for death, you're not going to escape it. And there's not one jot or tittle you can add to your life when the Most High comes to collect that tab on your soul.
that's right. Verse 12, it says, "And his mercy is great, so is his correction also. He judgeth a man according to his works." Hey, just like we brought out in the Proverbs. All right, what you sow is what you will reap. If you sow wickedness, all right, treachery, hey, that's what you're gonna reap. Okay. Verse 13, it says, "The sinner shall not escape with his spoils," because a lot of you have done the wickedness. All you didn't fill your whole life with wickedness, and you expect not to reap wickedness. Hey, we here to tell you today, man, that's not likely. Like the scripture just said, it'll be a marvel, all right, if you escape like that. It says, "And the patience of the godly shall not be frustrated." Okay, because hey, we are patient, all right. Lord willing, we are those godly men. Okay, and we're being patient. We understand what's going on. We understand we can't have it how we want it on this side. And it says it will not be frustrated, meaning it's not in vain. Our patience is not in vain. But you brothers have it, man.
Con, I
I
think,
appreciate you.
I think you were still holding Amawad. Con, you got it, and then you can go Kushab, then you Kayan, you Samakia.
This St. Matthew 11, verse 20, it says, "Then began he, Yahushua, to upbraid the cities wherein most of his mighty works were done, because they repented not." And upbraid, it means to severely reproach, to cuss somebody out. This is in red letters. It says, "Woe unto thee, Chorazin, woe unto thee, Bethsaida, for if the mighty works which were done in you had been done in Tyre and Zidon, they would have repented long ago in sackcloth and ashes."
And would be a modern day example of that? Hey, one to you, New Orleans, one to you, Atlanta, San Francisco, New York. Hey, we're coming in the spirit of Yahweh Shai, upbraiding these places spiritually right now. They saying the exact same things. And what? Hey, you're not going to repent. You're going to be destroyed completely, along with the wicked inhabitants in it.
Yeah, because these are these cities that he's mentioning. These are the cities that the disciples were from. And Yahushua said a prophet is not, he doesn't have honor in his own home, because Israelites look at us and say, okay, these are niggas just like I'm a nigga, so there's no way they could know what's going on. There's no way they could have knowledge of the elites. They're just some niggas, because niggas have low self-esteem. So anyone that look like me, he can't possibly have the word of the Most High. You just got to be some crazy joker with a gown on. That's how they see us, and we see them the same way. Like, y'all are just some niggas, man. So,
and what did
I was telling them, like, look,
okay,
these heathen, they would have repented if they heard the word. But y'all are actually the chosen people, and y'all not gonna get it.
I was just gonna say, just to back up what you said, what they say to Yahushua, is this not Joseph the carpenter's son?
Yeah.
Know we not his brothers and sisters? He had the Messiah walking the scene, performing great miracles, breaking down the scriptures, and what? Can anything good come out of Galilee? Can anything good come out of any of the places the brothers had come from? At the back of what you were saying, it's a majority of our people. We're just, niggas just like them. We're just some bugged out church boys that don't have jobs, don't have women, who angry at the white man, all the BS y'all come up with.
Yeah. This is verse 22. It says, "But I say unto you, it shall be more tolerable for Tyre and Zidon at the day of judgment than for you."
Okay, you got it.
Yeah. So all of these niggas that look at us and they see, okay, these guys can't possibly have the word of the Lord. They're actually going to be. The scripture says that they're going to get beaten with many stripes because Jake knows the truth. Like you had mentioned earlier, Jake has a list of sins. That's when when Yahushua he stopped him from stoning the adulterous lady. He started writing sins down on the ground. They look. Jake knows that he's wicked. So at the end of the day, they're going to be destroyed because they know that they're supposed to repent. They know what it is, especially now. They just won't do it.
The Most High definitely had Jake know now, because what you had Ye, the great Ye, out there talking about the 12 tribes of Judah.
Yeah.
You had Kyrie Irving talking about that bugged out documentary. You had Kendrick Lamar with the songs. All these other Jakes out here that have hinted or alluded or straight up talked about Israel. I was talking to the elder brother earlier. I was at the grocery store and I saw a Jake wearing tube socks and Adidas sandals with a fringed T-shirt on that said Tribe of Judah, and he had a custom Hebrew Israelite hoodie on. So this word is gone out, and like you were saying, Jake knows. So there's no more cloak for you Israelites of sins out there. So you're gonna get beat to death with those many stripes of judgment, and it's as simple as that. But
Jake walking out with the fringe, Jake getting their car fringed up. I didn't see Jake with the COVID mask. Well, I said it now. I didn't see Jake with the whole get up on his face, fringes. Dog got fringes in the garment on, man. Jake didn't went fringe crazy, man. All right, but like the brother said, the wording. You look at the overall landscape of things, man. The wording gone out, man. Whether they hear or whether they serious and sincere, the word is out, man. All right, you devils have been exposed. The Lord and really pulled the skirts of you devils up, all right? Really by the prophets, man, and by the apostles and elders, and a lot of other sincere out there that we don't know, that are a part of the elect, have totally exposed you devils. That's why I think the brother Raya made the point at camp, at the other video. When you type in Esau, Edom, who comes up? The so-called white man. You type in Jesus. What you get? You get a red pale devil. All right. But when you type in Yahushua, what comes up? A man of color, a man. You can see a man of nobility and honor. Even though there are a lot of paintings and different renderings of him, but he looks powerful. All right. He looks of raw majesty, man. All right, and the world knows this now. The vibration of this truth is taking over. It's like a wildfire, man. All right, preferably because of Psalms 19. All right, the internet of things have taken over. All right, and the Lord didn't put the internet out there. He didn't put these mobile phones out here. So people are already on the go, driving or to work, coming home from work, listening to videos, learning. All right, and instead of knowing who the devils are, we this past weekend we dealt with some cops that had at least one eye open. Mm-hmm. All right, I had what it is, one eye open. They was at least conscious of the truth, man, of knowing who you devils are, knowing at least inquiring somewhat. They came up kind of funky or wild, but all right. But Jake know, man. Hey man, look, if anybody fuck with y'all, this is my number. You know what I'm saying? Jake, and these are Jake police, one of them looked like a confusion in face. But he was all but somewhat in the know too, man. They was excited to see the men of the Lord out here on the highways of always teaching, man.
Hey, they knew the white
banging. We ain't out here shooting nobody. We ain't out here. All right, we ain't out here running from the police, having police chases, selling dope. We out here teaching the Lord, Yahweh Bashem, Yahushua, or Yahweh and Yahushua, man. On these highways and byways on Saturdays, man. The most prime day, the most celebrated day of the goddamn year. Niggas put their prettiest outfits on Saturdays, man. And we out there teaching the Lord. What are we doing wrong? All right, but go ahead, Doc.
Hey, them Jakes, hey, they were off on things, but they knew America was spiritual Egypt. They knew the white man was the devil, and this word has been like a wildfire.
Hey,
That is,
you remember that? Your brother right here even told him we spoke about martial law. We spoke about them changing them over to military. Jake knew about all that. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, and these are I'm talking about active beat cops. They walk up and down the street. They drop the squad cars. They didn't know. All right. At least they have somewhat understanding their nationality and everything, man.
and the point you just made where they said, hey, take our number, and if anybody mess with y'all, hey, just hit us up. Hey, that's the Most High showing that He's got our backs during Jacob's trouble. These are some centurions that are saying, hey, look, if anybody mess with y'all, hey, hit us up. So that's where our faith lies. That's where our protection lies, and believing in the Spirit that Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai is going to get us through it. But as for the majority of our people out there that want to dress your Sunday best on Saturday and commit whoredoms and wickedness, hey, you're going to get cut down. And another thing, I remember you were asking me about it a while ago, Yakina, about that one dude that came up, that Edomite looking guy, that older Irish guy. It was when I was holding the sign on the end, and I could see him through the side of my eye. It was him and his wife. They looked like they was in their mid-50s. He had his arms crossed, and I thought he was going to come up and talk shit. So he walked up to me. He crouched down. He's like, I just wanted to say Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. That was a Israelite foreigner. He looked like a whole Edomite that knew the name, knew Esau was the devil, and knew who the children of Israel are. So this word is not just spread amongst your typical looking Israelites, your so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, but also the Israelite foreigners. So there's no closing up this Pandora's box, so to speak. Hey, it's been open, and all the contents are getting out there. The word's gone out. And was it saying Second Thessalonians? Hey, he's going to first hew you with his mouth, then he's going to destroy you with the brightness of his coming. The thing to come next is Yahweh Shai coming to not meet you as a man, hey, to cut down you Edomites and to cut down the wicked of our people.
Yeah, it's out, man. You Edomites. I had the weirdest shit happen one of my old jobs, man. You know, Edomite come in the break room. You know, everybody gets in the break room, eat their breakfast, whatever they do, and this asshole comes in there. Man, I heard the weirdest shit this weekend. Somebody was explaining to me that I was an Edomite. I looked at that motherfucker. Where? Oh, I don't know what that is. You know, but it's out, man. It's out. These devils know and a lot of these devils starting to accept it, man. I'm an Edomite. They know, man. They know that they're gonna get destroyed by. All right, how about Shem Shai? They understand. You got people now in the know of the chariots, man. Ain't nobody saying the little green men anymore. People understanding that those are the chariots, the vehicles of Yahweh Shem Shai. They're the angels. All right. This is what the world has come to accept. The ones that the Lord and took the covering off. All right. This shit didn't blew up, man. I mean, the Lord didn't blew the lid off this shit, man. All the lies and all the darkness that the Lord and what these devils can put everybody on. I'm gonna get that scripture too, man.
Hey, there was just to back up what you said. A friend of mine in the world. He worked in a kitchen. He was a chef, and one of a mutual friend of ours he looked like an Edomite, and he was telling me once when he got home from work, my friend. That he was saying, yeah, some of the Jakes who were dishwashers on the job were making fun of him, calling him an Edomite and everything. So hey, just to back you up, without people saying that everybody's starting to accept what their roles are, accept what their fates are. The only thing to come next is the physical judgment, which hey, we're seeing it play out right before our eyes with the drinks right now, the food shortages that are coming. Martial law, the Karagma, and ultimately those nuclear missiles, that ultimate cleansing agent.
Yeah, I'm saying, and this is right here, man. It's Isaiah 25:7, and he will destroy and dismountain the face of the covering cast over all people, and the veil that is spread over all nations, man. You've seen it. It's been pulled. It's been pulled back. All right.
God, hey, by this word, by the words of Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, through the prophets out on the highways and byways, and majorly through the unicorn, the internet. These videos, as it says in Psalms chapter 19, there's not the word goes out day and night, and there's not a language where it's not heard in. You got brothers speaking in all languages, brothers doing sign languages. We're putting up videos at nighttime right now at this hour. Brothers are going to be putting up video in the next hour, tomorrow, all throughout. We can pretty much say that every hour, every day, hey, damn near every minute of every day, there's some brother around the planet posting a video prophesying in the name of Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai. Hey, this internet, this algorithm can't take it anymore. That's why they're going to have to come with this fame of the word to try to cut it off. But again, the cat's already out of the bag. There's no stopping this train that's already left this station. I think was that it? Was that it on your precept, Yakina?
Yeah, that was it. I'm trying to find this other one.
Kind of. I know you had a precept, Kushab.
Kind of changed, but this Matthew 24:14. It says, "And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come." All right.
And we clearly know this
gospel.
You got it. You got it.
Oh,
you got it.
The gospel. Yeah, the good news and all the news been preached throughout the whole world, man. You know, just like the elder was going into. You know, everybody, whether you're Edomite or Israelite, you know, with judgment that's coming to you, whether you've been righteous or whether you've been wicked, man. So now we just waiting on the end to come, you know?
And we know this isn't talking about plantation Christianity, because these Edomites spread that bullshit all over the planet, but look, the end didn't come. Beginning with our apostle elders going on to YouTube back in 2007, and really, this word beginning to be preached by Abba Bivens. What have we seen? The unicorn spread it from one end of the earth into the other, and now we're in the times of the end manifesting right before us. All these end times prophecies are literally a hop and a skip away from coming to their fulfillment. Just the fact that Apostle Tahar is deemed 2023 to be the hopeful year of all prophecies being fulfilled just goes to show us how close our salvation is. Hey, Abaratazah 2023 is the year. But again, the fact that that's the title of the year just goes to show us that, hey, we are on the doorstep of salvation. We're on the doorstep of dominion. We're on the doorstep of the kingdom of heaven. But the other brothers, you had your precepts?
Come on, Samaki, you could go.
Oh, you got it, bro. It kind of changed on me.
All right, this second Esdras 8 and 28. It says, "Think not upon those that have walked vainly before thee, but remember them which according to thy will have known thy fear. Let it not be thy will to destroy them which have lived like beasts, but to look upon them that have clearly taught thy law," which is all about the men that's really teaching, you know, the law of the Most High, man. Really the elect. They don't only want to teach the Lord's law. Okay, ultimately, that's why it's like, okay, those people that do live like beasts, heathen, don't regard their inventions, man. At the end of the day, they're going to do what they do. All right, but the men of the Lord are going to continue teaching. That's why it kind of, when Yakanat took over, you make a little point where the holy the unholy has clearly crossed over to the holy. What meaning by that, they have woken up to that which is separate from the things that they do. Like you say, the wicked know what they do. I say that they write it in the sand. I know the temperature changed a little bit because Yakana went into a little something else, but when Yahushua was writing their sins in the sand, they knew they was guilty of it, man. But it was within them. So that being said, by them getting this truth to know this truth, they know their wickedness. By knowing the truth, it tells you the the deceit and the profane things you have there, man. Okay, the things that keeps you outside of the temple. All right, they know that. That's why when Esdras was speaking of this, he like, look, just focus on those that clearly teach thy truth, the ones that have known thy fear, or that keep your testimonies in afflictions. He was basically saying, look, just look towards the elect, Lord, because you're gonna destroy the heathen. You're gonna demolish the earth. You're gonna punish the earth. You're gonna kill the wicked, man. It says, take thou no indignation at them which are deemed worse than beasts, which we know the Lord gonna clearly have an indignation at them. But Esdras wanted the Lord to put the magnifying glass on this. It says, but love them that always put their trust in thy righteousness and glory, man. You got it, bro.
Hey, as it says in 2nd Esdras chapter 9, after it says, they shall know it after death by pain. Roughly paraphrasing, hey, inquire not how the wicked shall be destroyed, but how the righteous shall be saved. Hey, that's the main concern and should be the only concern right now. The salvation of the elect. And for the hopeful elect out there to continue walking in that right steady, Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai, while the multitude that was born in vain is going to perish horrifically because the natural brute beasts taken to be destroyed.
I got a little more. This 32. Let me jump to skim it off. It says, for if thou hast a desire to have mercy upon us, thou shalt be called merciful to us, namely, that have no works of righteousness. For the just, which have many good works laid up with thee, shall out of their own deeds receive reward. For what is man that thou shouldest take pleasure at him? Or what is a corruptible generation that thou shouldest be so bitter towards it?
Hey, those that shall be saved by their faith and their works, which they have believed. Again, that the elect, that remnant, that cluster of the grape and the vine, and they're doing what they can to stay in the good graces of their power, and they just keep staying on that path. Whatever comes their way, putting their faith in Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai to make it. But as again, back to the beginning topic of this lesson, they are people, the majority of our wicked people that hold up progress, that want to continue to hear the sweet things, the soft things, and go down to Egypt for help and be rebellious. And you're going to know it after death by pain, when that great destruction finally washes you away, which we're seeing the beginning waves of it billow up right now.
Yeah, the Lord said, for what is the end? Matter of fact, this Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 15. It says, for glorious is the fruit of the good labors, and the root of wisdom shall never fall away. As for the children of adulterers, they shall not come to their perfection, and the seed of an unrighteous bed shall be rooted out.
Hey, they're spiritual stillbirths. They're born dead, so they're going to get thrown in that biohazard trash can.
Yeah, it's like the account in the scriptures where it was given unto the Israelite brother when his brother had died to go in, inside his woman to keep his line going, and he put it on the ground. That's the same as the unrighteous generation. It was an untimely birth, meaning what? It never came to life, man. All right, he put his seed on the ground, which the Lord commanded him to put his seed in him, that she may be fruitful. All right, or that his brother line can continue. But he didn't do it. And what happened? The Lord killed him. The same as he put the seed on the ground and it was unfruitful, the Lord killed them. And he wasn't going to be fruitful after that, man. It says, for though they live long, yet shall they be nothing regarded, and their last age shall be without honor. Or if they die quickly, they have no hope, neither comfort in the day of trial. For horrible is the end of an unrighteous generation, man. You got it.
Point blank, period. As it says in Daniel chapter 12, there are those that are going to be born, continue in the praise and righteousness and shine as the stars of heaven. But those that are going to come back to that everlasting shame and contempt. You're going to have that memorial in the kingdom as the wicked Jake, who was rebellious and wanted to live after your enemies, and you lived all manner of vile lifestyles, and that's going to be your memorial in the kingdom, and it's gonna sting that much more when when you're in the kingdom and enjoying the benefits of the kingdom. You're an Israelite, you're in your right mind, you're living good, but then the Most High is gonna put it into your remembrance, as it says in Ezekiel 36, of your wicked lifestyles, and then the 144,000, when those that ushered in the kingdom of the Most High, you're gonna see that you were a scoffer, a demon. If you were a woman that was with the man of the Lord, you gave him hell or committed adultery with him, you're gonna remember all that, and you're gonna feel like shit, and rightfully so. But hey, after a time, everything's gonna be all cool. Jake's gonna give you a hug, and it's gonna be all she wrote. But until then, prepare for a horrific death, horrific judgment, which is quickly coming your way. So, any brothers have any other points they wanted to make? Khan. Okay, so with that, we hope you sincere, Akim and Aquaf, were edified by this live Shabbat lesson. And again, as always, we're going to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to Yahweh, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who ruled and teach well, and peace and salutations to you sincere Akim and Aquaf out there. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.